Do we like this lighting? Do we prefer another type of lighting? Hi loves. So it's Sundial from Substance Over Style. Welcome to a new channel. Oh my god, what am I like? Okay, obviously it's been a little while since I did a video. It's been at least 2 weeks. I hope you all managed to catch the video that I posted last week where I featured on Oracle Owen's podcast, Tea and She. That was a really fun chat that we had, talking about all things union, because you know, union is so intrinsic to the ascension pathway. So that's what we're going to be talking about today, because it seems to be the #1 thing that you guys all want to know about. It's the #1 thing that clients come to me for. When I look at my video stats, it's my most watched videos, anything that talks about union. Obviously union is so tied into ascension anyway. It is the Hieros Gamos. So we're going to talk about it today, and then I'll do the ascension update at the end. Okay, I'll do a more generalized ascension update, because there are a few things that I want to talk about that I haven't really spoken about in depth in other videos and stuff, or on Instagram. So I kind of want to, you know, just touch base with you all and you know, check in. Okay, so today we've got some Palo Santo incense on the go. And we are going to be talking about why you do not have your union yet, okay? And I've broken this down into 3 bullet points just to keep my thoughts organized. This is by no means an exhaustive list, but it just helps me organize the kind of key concepts that I want to talk about today. Who is that? Okay. Reasons why you don't have your union. #1 reason, might not be the #1 reason, but it's a reason why people have found that they're not in their sacred union with their beloved, why they don't have that relationship yet, is because they keep on dealing with completely unsuitable partners that they know are not suitable, that they know are no good, that do not honor them, that do not respect them, that do not give them the love that they crave and that they know in their heart of hearts that they truly deserve. But yet they keep on dealing with these people anyway. Now, why do you keep dealing with these people? Obviously, you know in your logical mind that this person is no good. They might be, you know, a fuck boy or a fuck girl. They are not kind of giving you the commitment that you want and that you're looking for. But you continue to be pulled by them anyway. And this usually is because of, or it can be because of a severing in your heart womb architecture, your heart sacral architecture. So for women, I notice a thing that happens a lot when their heart and womb architecture is severed, is their sexual boundaries become weakened. And their sexual energy gets pulled upon. So they'll find that these men keep on coming into their experience who make their body feel a certain type of way. And your body really craves to be with this man, but he's not connecting with your heart. Your heart may be, you know, trying to reach out to him and pull on him, but he's not really meeting you there. He's not really meeting you in that heart space. He's not giving you the love that you really deserve. He may be telling you all the right things. He may be love bombing the shit out of you, and be pulling on your heart in that way to engage both of your main Sophianic centers, your feminine energy centers. Your womb and your heart are both, you know, very feminine centers, energy centers in your light body. But his actions are not aligning with his words. You know, he may be telling you that he loves you and he wants to do X, Y, Z for you and give you this and give you that, but he's being inconsistent. He might be making you feel like you can't trust him. His behavior might be, you know, he might be engaging in leaky sexual behaviors with other women. Or he just may not be giving you the commitment that you want, not because he's doesn't want to, or because, you know, sometimes it just may be because he just can't. And, you know, a lot of the time I see women my clients especially getting into this thing where they will get very resentful and angry about the fact that he is not giving them the commitment that they deserve. And yes, you do deserve that commitment, okay? That is God's promise to you, that you will get that commitment and that love that you have always sought. But you cannot expect it. You're not entitled to somebody's love and commitment if they're not able to give it to you, okay? Sometimes men are just not in a position to give you that because they're just not where they need to be in their life to be ready for that. And sometimes they've made it quite clear that they're not going to be able to give you that. And that all they're able to give you is, you know, some companionship in the short term, or access to their body while they get access to your body. And you continue to deal with them anyway, thinking that if you just keep on dealing with them, you can bring them around. This is going to block your true union, okay? This is going to block the person that does actually want to show up and give you everything that you need. But when you've got this severing between your heart and your womb architecture, that person who does want to give you everything that you want and show up in the ways that are consistent and are loving and, you know, everything that you want from this other person is not interesting to you. It's not attractive to you. It's not exciting because you're still carrying out, you know, this trauma bond. You keep on needing to keep on repeating a certain lesson because it's begging for your attention to heal it. It could be some kind of abandonment trauma that you have from your childhood, you know, origin, like your family of origin. You may have had, you know, an emotionally unavailable father or a father who wasn't around that made you feel abandoned by the masculine. So you constantly need to seek out this masculine who keeps on making you feel abandoned or betrayed. It could be one of the other. You know, for me, I never had the abandonment thing, but I did have the betrayal thing. So it's basically begging for you to heal this wound so that once you heal and you reintegrate it, you will no longer be attracted to the person that contains this energy signature where you know that they're going to trigger your deepest wounds, okay? So that's one reason why you don't have it, where you don't have the union that you are craving and the love, the healthy love that you know that you deserve, that we all deserve. The other reason, another reason why you don't have it, and I see this a lot more in like the much more spiritual communities with people who are doing the work. You know, a lot of people are waiting for their one true love. They're waiting for their twin flame or their genetic equal. And you should hold out. You should hold out for a person that fits you, that matches you equally. Somebody that isn't going to cause you to cycle in pain all the time and just continually learn lessons. You shouldn't have to give your sexual energy to anyone who isn't going to give you what you know that you deserve. However, I do see a lot of it does tend to be mainly women that I see this with, because they have this very high level templating for what love and relationships are. They don't open themselves up to getting to know different people, and they tend to kind of, and I think, and I'm not saying that you should be, you know, dating multiple guys in that you're, you know, sleeping with multiple people. I'm not even talking about dating. I'm talking about just getting to know people on like a friend basis, and stop looking at men or, you know, whoever you're attracted to, if you're attracted to women, but just looking at the other through the lens of, is this my union partner? No, okay, I'm not getting those butterflies, therefore bye-bye. And not even opening yourself up to seeing what this connection has in store, because sometimes connections are not just about union, they're about many other things. You know, this person could introduce you to, you know, a girlfriend who could end up becoming an amazing soul sister, who might eventually end up introducing you to your true union partner. Or, you know, sometimes you meet your union partner and you don't know it's your union partner, because love takes time to develop. You have to basically give somebody the chance to get to know you and in the beginning, sometimes when you meet someone, they're not going to give you those feelings right away, because there has to be a merging off your energies that takes place even long before sex has even taken place. As you're getting to know each other, where you start exchanging codes and you basically start integrating, because whenever you're attracted to somebody, and it can be any type of attraction, I'm not just talking about sexual attraction, when you're attracted to, you feel magnetized to somebody's energy, even like a friendship way, or like as a teacher, for example, like when you're magnetized towards certain like spiritual teachers, or other types of teachers, it's because they're mirroring something back to you about your own soul, and your soul is way bigger than just what you express in the moment, about your own soul that you have yet to integrate. Okay, you're attracted to this person because they have missing codes for you. Okay, they're like, you're like a key that goes into the other's lock, and it doesn't have to be in a sexual way. And sometimes there needs to be this merging of your energies in a non-sexual way before you can actually start to establish whether this person is your person. And I see a lot of people in the spiritual community who aren't giving people that chance. And so they're not meeting their person because they're so closed off. A lot of the time they're jaded through trauma, and through, they've maybe already been through a lot of toxic relationships in which they opened themselves up. And this is another thing that I see very commonly, is a lot of people will jump in too soon. Okay, so they'll meet somebody and they'll be like, oh, he's ticking all the boxes, he's spiritual, he's this, he's that, he's, and she might have a list of who she thinks that this person is going to be based on who she is, right? And then they meet this person and they'll jump in feet first. And this person is not their person. This person might just be a lesson. They might be somebody who's actually targeting them in a negative way. They might be somebody who has narcissistic tendencies and actually just wants to feed on their sexual energy, their emotional energy, who just wants something from them. And these relationships can make you very jaded and very closed off, to the point where you don't want to just open yourself up to getting to know anyone again unless they show you that they're this magical soulmate that you've been waiting for. And in my opinion, I don't think that it necessarily right away when you meet your person. Okay, it didn't happen to me like that. Okay, when I first met my person, it took me months to figure out. It took me months to even. I knew I was attracted to him, but because I still had so much of my own trauma to clear from like previous relationships, I was completely closed off to him, and I was closed off to everybody. And it was only when I've talked about this in previous videos, when I did a Kambo ceremony, where I took a specific intention into that ceremony, that these overlays of trauma that were blocking me from connecting with people fell away. And that was the night that we ended up getting together. And I had to play out a lot of those previous traumas in my relationship with him, where in the beginning I wasn't sure that he was my person, because of the things that I could see playing out that were within me that he was mirroring back to me. Okay, so sometimes you won't know right away. Okay, relationships take time to develop, and sometimes you do have to date a few people to figure out who your person is. That's just my belief. Doesn't mean you have to jump into bed with them. Okay, I'm not saying that, and actually I don't advocate that people have sex with each other too early on. I don't recommend that people sleep with multiple people. I don't think that that's healthy behavior, and I think that will kind of, it can cause a lot of issues, and it can cause it causes your heart womb architecture to disconnect, and it will actually block you from finding your true union if you're sleeping with multiple people. Okay, the third one is that you are already in a relationship, but you doubt whether it's your true union. And the reason why you doubt whether it's your true union is because of your own beliefs about union, about relationships, about men, about women, about yourself, and about your partner. And those, you might have some limiting beliefs about any of those things that are causing your relationship to loop in unhealthy patterns, to the point where you doubt your partner and you doubt whether this is your true union. When you have a direct, personal, intimate relationship with Prime Creator, with Source Creator, things in your union will start to slot in place. A lot of the inversions and the negative beliefs and the doubts that we have that tend to show up in our relationships can be healed by developing a direct relationship with Source Creator. Okay, this is something that it can be quite difficult for me to put into words because it's a very embodied experience. But when you have a relationship, union is not something, the true divine union that most of us are seeking is not the oneness with the other, like the oneness if you're a man with a woman, if that's what you're into, and with a woman. It's not about the man and the woman coming into union. It is, but it isn't. It's ultimately about you coming into union with your Creator. That is where the true sacred sexuality, what true sacred sexuality is when you come into union with your beloved in sacred sexual union, and you have those full body cervical orgasms that, you know, blast your crown open. It's basically like a Kundalini rising. It's when the Christos and the Sophia, the Kundalini, come together in sacred union. Earth and heaven meet through the temple of your own body. This is what I teach in my course, Reclaim Your Crown. I teach you how to cultivate these movements of energy within your own body before you connect with a partner, because this is really crucial. In order to connect with a partner in a healthy way, we have to have that connection with Creator. Which is why, you know, when you're doing the practices that I teach in that course, you may experience those Kundalini movements, that union. There are several. I mean, I was going over some of the classes myself the other day, and literally there are times when, you know, I do a voiceover to, like, you know, give the instructions of all the different practices that we're doing, and sometimes I'm straight up sound like I'm having an orgasm, and I didn't realize it when I was doing the voiceover that I sounded quite so sexual, but I was in ecstatic bliss, like I was experiencing intense, you know, unification with the Creator. My Kundalini was shooting all the way up my crown. I was getting intense movements all through my energy channels. All the prana will start flowing through your energy channels, through your open heart. It will start moving up from your womb, up through the crown, like it's ecstatic. So, you know, just a little disclaimer, if you're doing that course, I think it's lesson 4 and lesson 8. Don't do it in front of your mum like I did. I asked my mum if she wanted to join me for one of the classes, and she was like, no, I'm good. But she was just like reading a book on the sofa while I was doing class 4, and I literally started having an orgasm on the TV, the voiceover. I'm literally sound like I'm having an orgasm, and it was really embarrassing for my mum to listen to me having an orgasm. But I wasn't actually having an orgasm, but it feels like that. It can feel very, very similar to that. So that's what God is. You know, God is the frequency of ecstatic union, of bliss, of pure divine unconditional love and truth and love in sacred union. The masculine and feminine, when they unify, it's very honest and it's very compassionate. And when you have that relationship with Creator, you know what you deserve. You know how you should be treated, because you already have the love that you're seeking, which comes from your Creator. So the love that your partner gives you and that you give to each other mirrors that relationship that you already have. You won't tolerate anything less, because you know what the frequency feels like. That when something comes to you and it's out of alignment with that frequency, you know it's not how you deserve to be treated. And you know when you're not able to give that to that person. You can have love and respect for a person who you know isn't your person, but you won't take it to that level, because you know that that's not your person. You know that they don't fit you, and they're not going to help you align with your highest timeline and your mission and what you're here to do, because that direct relationship with Creator aligns you with your mission and what you're here to do as well. It aligns you with your soul and your creativity and the work that you're here to do, which is one of the reasons why unions are so important, because they help us with our divine mission and to do God's work on this planet. The Hieros Gamos template is the manifestation template through which we birth the new earth on this, in this physical dimension. So, you know, this aligning with your union is actually really important work that you're doing for the collective. So, you know, you not just, you know what you deserve in union, but you also hold yourself to the highest standards for how you show up for them. So you're truthful, you're honest, you are loyal, you are loving, you are compassionate, you are forgiving, but you also don't tolerate bullshit, okay? You can understand that your partner is fallible and may make mistakes, and you can forgive those mistakes, but there are certain, you know, when you won't forgive just anything. Like, you won't just allow your partner to just cheat on you and keep on forgiving them. But, you know, you understand if your partner maybe has an attraction for another person, and maybe, you know, does something small, like, you know, makes eye contact with another person that they find attractive, and they're honest with you about that, because they also have their relationship with Creator, and so they're able to be compassionate and forgiving towards themselves. So everything start in your relationship, all your shadows start to alchemize. So, you know, if you are in a relationship and you're doubting whether it's your true union, have a look at what are your limiting beliefs. Like, where are you not fully meeting yourself in compassion and in that truth and love frequency? How is your relationship with God? Do you have a God wound? Like, are you scared of God? Are you scared of developing that relationship because you feel like there's parts of your psyche and yourself where you have too much shame and you don't want God to see those parts of yourself? You know, I highly recommend that people start to develop that relationship with Creator. And I know it's difficult. I know it's really, really difficult, because, you know, one of the reasons why so many people are much more about, you know, the universe and, you know, open yourself to the universe. And it's just like, the universe has a lot of gnarly shit. It has a lot of demonic entities and trickster spirits that do not serve the living Christ and do not serve the law of one, who would love you to open yourself to them so they can fuck with you. And, you know, if any of you are having weird dreams where you're being chased or having sex with demons, or, you know, and waking up exhausted, it might be because you're opening yourself up to the universe a little bit too much. So learn how to seal and protect yourself in the dream space, and open yourself up to God and to your guides that serve the living Christ, and not just any entities that want to steal your energy and want to harvest your emotional energy and kind of, you know, feed off you because they've severed their connection to Source Creator. So yeah, let's talk about the collective ascension. So I don't know about you guys, but like, I've been treating every day like it's a Sunday. Not, well, okay, that's a bit of an exaggeration, but like over the last month or so, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I've been very inactive on social media, very, very inactive. I mean, I'm the kind of person who used to post every day, including on the weekends. And recently I've sometimes been posting once a week on Instagram, and it's just really pulling myself away from everything, like pulling myself away from social media, pulling myself away from the news, even pulling myself away from, you know, like the truth community and ascension updates, and, you know, listening to different teachers. And I've literally just been in my own energy and just doing my own practices and resting a lot and watching a lot of Netflix. You know, we have been, the last month or so, we have been getting absolutely pummeled by solar flares, coronal mass ejections, solar winds. If you want the full tea on that, then follow my associate Ryan Riff Parks on Facebook or Telegram. He has a website called thesmokingsun.com, and he teaches you how to read the space weather and how it affects our bodies. And he's been a really useful resource for me because I'm very sensitive to kind of changes in the electromagnetic ionosphere and, you know, the Schumann resonance and things like that. Like, my body always feels it. I can't necessarily explain the science of it as well because I haven't studied it super in depth, but I can always tell when something is off or when something is a little bit going a bit haywire, because I literally feel like I'm frazzled. I start feeling extremely exhausted in the middle of the day even, or generally when I was having a lot of, you know, wounds and overlays and traumas that I needed to clear, I would get emotional sensitivity. And I would have like emotional purging. So if you're experiencing anxiety, depression, things like that, suicidal ideation as well is apparently really common at the moment, then it's because of these, you know, this space weather and solar winds and all of that stuff, which I'm not an expert on. And I do recommend that you go and follow him because he is pretty adept at that stuff. So, you know, if you guys have been feeling really tired, if you feel like you're getting sick, that is the reason why, okay? We're having really, really intense energetic upgrades. So make sure that you take care of yourself, you get enough sleep. I'm not taking on any extra shit at the moment. I'm only doing what's necessary for my own personal life and, you know, my financial stability and things like that. So I'm only doing the work that's necessary and, you know, just preparing to leave. You know, you guys know I'm moving to another country to be with my boyfriend, who I haven't seen in a ridiculously long amount of time because of COVID restrictions. So we are now both moving to another country, which is a little bit easier to get into. So yeah, I've just been chilling and maxing, chilling and relaxing, maxing, raxing, rest and relax, all of that stuff, like, yeah, and just watching Pretty Little Liars, which was amazing. But yes, I have been seeing, I think it's also, I've been feeling like a massive, like, I just deserve a break. Like, you know, when, you know, you're at school and you've got like a coursework deadline, or you've got exams that you need to prepare for, and you're just cramming and cramming and cramming, and it's like really, really intense because you've got to get it ready for this date, you know, where you're doing your exam or handing in your coursework. And then afterwards, it's suddenly like, I can relax now, and then you just sleep for like 2 days. That's how I feel it is, because I feel like everything was ramping up so much with, you know, just the galactic war that we're in, which many of you know about, some of you don't. I'm not going to get too into it in this video. Watch previous videos, watch Ascension updates from my mentor Emily Joy Harris on Facebook. All of her videos are set as public. She will explain in detail what's been happening. And I feel like now it's basically like there's just so much momentum building. It's like we've been pushing this boulder up to the top of the hill, and now it's just going, and the drip feed of disclosure is happening at such an accelerated rate now that it's just taking on a life of its own, and so many people are waking up. You guys know, like, even though I'm not interacting that much with, you know, the interweb and, you know, the metaverse and all the AI stuff and social media and stuff like that, I do go out into the world. I meet a lot of people with my job as a model, and people are waking up. Like, a lot of people, like, I've been on shoots where I would say 90 to 100% of all the makeup artists and nail techs that I've worked with are awake, you know, to varying degrees, but most of them are, like, I would say at least 80% awake. Like, they know what's going on. They're not afraid to talk about it either. And, you know, most of them they didn't necessarily know what I know and what I do before they started talking to me about their views. And not just that, but also other members of the teams that I've been working with on set are definitely questioning things. And, you know, not just, I mean, there's so many things been, you know, disclosed now. Everything from the whole Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein, Prince Andrew thing, which is obviously connecting dots with, you know, the whole Indian residential schools in Canada that found the mass graves of children underneath, and, you know, the Pentagon declassifying all of their documents on ETs and ET technologies and things like that, to, you know, several experts being featured on mainstream media now, you know, talking about all the COVID stuff and, you know, the masks not really being very functional or fit for purpose, and, you know, all the other things that they were talking about, saying that we had to do, actually were not, which we've all been saying since the beginning, but we were told were dangerous conspiracy theories for saying, they're now admitting. So, you know, it's all happening now, and it's great. But since it's happening, I just needed a break. I just wanted to sleep. I'm just like, okay, y'all take over now. I feel like for me, that contract has now ended. And it had steadily like ended. It was ending for a long time, you know. Like, I'm not here to wake the masses up. I literally don't care about that anymore. People have the free will to choose which direction they want to go. If they want to get on the pure, true, organic ascension timeline in this lifetime, then I'm here to assist with that, okay? But if they want to go through some more cycles of samsara and come back to this fucking planet for a few more lifetimes to repeat the lessons, they can do that. That's cool. I'm not coming back here. I know I'm not coming back here. I'm just here for this lifetime. You know, I got my course, Reclaim Your Crown. I'm going to do other courses. I'm going to do, obviously, Reclaim Your Crown is just level 1 Kriya Yoga. I'm going to be doing level 2 and probably level 3 as well. Just to teach you guys those ascension technologies that are going to help you save years of looping in fucking bullshit of your childhood trauma just being repeated again and again and again with different partners, so you can learn the lesson. Or you can, you know, you could go through a couple of years of repeating a certain lesson that you have from your childhood and healing it and integrating it. Or you can do 1 hour of Kriya Yoga with me in my course, Reclaim Your Crown, which I post a link for in my description box, and you can save yourself a year or so of these karmic lessons just by healing your physical, emotional and causal body of the imprints and the traumas that are embedded in it, and find yourself getting a lot less triggered by stuff and just saying, I don't need to put up with this bullshit anymore. I deserve so much better. I know that I have the Spirit of God that moves through me, and God wants me to have better than what you're giving me right now. So bye, see you later. Or you don't necessarily have to say see you later. You just demand better. You just say, I want to be treated like this. Or you start treating other people better, because sometimes that is the problem. Sometimes you are the toxic person, and that's okay. We're all here. We're all learning. We've all been wounded and damaged by being on this fucking planet. So yeah, that's it. Okay, I could go on for hours about all different types of things, but I'm going to leave it there for today. It's great to see you all, and thanks for tuning in. And let me know if you have any questions. You can ask them in the comment box below. If you want to book a session with me, I will put my prices in the description box below. And I will love you and leave you all. Peace out. One love.